Hey guys, Ed from Paranormal Link, Ohio here, back at it again with another podcast episode. Guys, I am sorry about the no podcast episodes. I was just ripped apart by food poisoning from Chinese food, which I will never ever touch again. That's a lie. I'm fat for not any reason. But besides the point, we're going to continue on with the cursed objects. And I found another one, guys, I think you guys will love to hear about. It is called the Anguished Man painting. And we're just going to go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to do this story just like I do the other ones. This is going to be from the words of people that actually encountered this thing, that own this thing, and these are their words. I'm just going to repeat them to you. I've gathered all the research up, and I'm just going to tell you their story. The continuing story of an eerie painting that the owner says is the focus of strange and unnerving paranormal activity. The backstory is in northern England. And the owner of the painting, this is what he says: "My grandmother had this painting in her attic for 25 years. She said it was evil. She told us she used to see the dark figure of a man around the house at night, and she heard strange noises and crying. She told me the artist committed suicide shortly after finishing it, and that he had used his own blood mixed in with the oils. After she died, we got the painting. It is currently in our basement. Shortly after we got the painting, various members of the family started seeing the dark figure of a man at night. We began hearing noises, and just recently, we have heard crying and moaning. The painting is still in our house, and although I never believed in the supernatural, I am now convinced there is something evil about this painting." A few weeks later, he gave us this update: noises, crying, and a dark figure. The noises have been getting worse. We have heard crying coming from the corner of our bedroom. We started seeing the dark figure standing at the bottom of the bed, just staring at us. It seems to be a middle-aged man, but his features are not very clear. As a former skeptic, I'm very curious, so I'm moving the painting into our bedroom. Previously, it's been in a cupboard downstairs. I'm feeling apprehensive and a little scared. I'll keep updating. Sorry guys if you keep hearing me kind of pause. My stomach's still not 100%, but I can't go 3 days without giving you guys a podcast episode. So I wanted to give you this. So if you hear me pause for a second, it's because my stomach is still kind of messed up, and I'm going to be taking a drink of Sprite every couple seconds probably to try to keep the pain down. So here's another update that he gave. "I set the camera up once more in the spare bedroom. The painting has been stored away since the last recording. I recorded over 3 nights for approximately 4 hours per night. Between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m., I recorded the usual banging noises, but on the second night at approximately 3:25 a.m., I recorded the painting suddenly falling over, and immediately afterward, a small orb is visible just above the painting. There were no drafts in the room, and the painting was stood at an angle against the wall, so it should not have been able to tip over by itself. I also experienced a strange mist again at the top of the stairs. It was like I was suddenly surrounded by smoke, and I became very cold, but then it just vanished as quickly as it came." 2 years later, he gave us this update: "I have recently temporarily moved in with my parents and obviously took the painting with me. It was only in the house for a few days when the noises started. The same noises I had previously experienced. Then on the third night, my father fell down the stairs, the same as my son did at the other house. Thankfully, he was unhurt, but I have now moved the painting back into storage. I have been working closely with John Blackburn and Ian Lawman of the Mysteria Paranormal Group, taking the painting to some of the most allegedly haunted locations in the United Kingdom, including 35 Stone Gate at York and Chillingham Castle in Northumberland. It was on the evening of May 18, 2013 at Chillingham Castle that a group of people experienced events that were both terrifying and unexplained. None of the guests were prepared for what was about to happen in the early hours of Sunday morning. The room went icy cold when a large dark figure appeared in the middle of the seance circle. A large wooden bench banged on the floor of its own accord in response to John Blackburn's questions to the painting. Then suddenly the bench was flipped upside down violently by what was believed to be John Sage, one of the Chillingham Castle's resident powerful spirits, who we think was showing his anger to a foreign uninvited spirit to his castle. John Blackburn stated it was the strangest experience in all of his years of investigation. There were at least 20 witnesses to these events. Now, where I think they went kind of wrong with this is they went to one of the most haunted places in the United Kingdom and they did a seance with it. Guys, I've told you, lots of times before, Ouija boards, seances, those are all just, gateways into something really bad, and something can come out. And that spirit in that castle was probably angered with everybody there and with the uninvited spirit. They could have been bringing something else in there that spirit did not want in his property. That's his home. Much like us, we get kind of upset when a spirit comes in and, it's our home and we don't want it there. Spirits are the same way. If they don't want you there, they're going to let you know. And flipping that bench was one big way of letting you know, like, hey, I'm not cool with this, So he was probably very, very upset and very, very angry with the fact that they had gone there with this thing and just decided to start messing with things they shouldn't have been messing with. And with it being on the spirit world and in the spirit realm, it can see what's coming. It knows what's coming. And it was probably very, very angry. So this was another cursed object I wanted you guys to hear. Again, guys, I'm not feeling 100%. And I still wanted to give you an episode because I didn't want to leave you guys hanging for 3 days. This was all I could find on the Anguished Man painting. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's episode. I really do. Again, I'm sorry that, I was pausing and you could hear me drinking that, but just my stomach is not 100%. So, guys, I'm going to have another episode tomorrow night. And by the way, this painting is one of the top 10 most haunted objects in the world. Right along with the Dybbuk box, Annabelle doll, Robert the doll, all that. It's right on that list. So, and then the fact that the man used his own blood in the painting and then committed suicide not long after that. And that's deep. That just leaves an impression inside the painting even more. And if you look at this painting, it's terrifying. It's just a featureless person with no nose, no ears. It just looks like his whole body's been burnt. His eyeballs look like they've been melted out of his head, and his mouth is just wide open like he's screaming. And if that's how this man felt, and he put his own blood into this, and then he committed suicide, that's going to leave a mark, guys. And it left a very horrible mark. So, again, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's episode. Thank you oh so very much. I love each and every single one of you. Thank you oh so very much. And tomorrow night at 10 p.m. you will hear another episode. So I hope you guys have a great evening. Bye, everybody.